So welcome back to our camper. Do you remember the mirror that I got from the charity shop? You probably don't recognise it because I dropped it and it broke into quite a number of pieces. So this was the top part that the mirror hangs on. I've already painted that in paprika. I've separated out the mirror part because I'm going to just turn this in a simple frame, which left me these parts here. But I thought if I turned this round and made this a drawer, I think I'll make it into something to keep something in. So let's set that aside for the moment. And let's set this aside because I think this would actually make quite a nice shelf. I am going to find the little knobs and put them back in. But I think that would actually make quite a cute wee shelf. So, you know, when life gives you lemons, make a shelf and a mirror and a picture and all the other stuff. Now, going to need some Mod Podge.
Make lots of lemonade.
Yeah. Ugh. Now, you're going to need some Mod Podge for this and a nice soft brush. Now, you're going to see there's some scrapies on here because I tried to see if I could scrape off the back to do a reverse decoupage, but living in a camper doesn't really warrant for A, lot of sanding, and B, having the right equipment to do these things. So I thought, I'm just going to make it simple for everyone. This is showcasing the products. I'm not saying the crafts are setting the world alight, but if you're a beginner and you want to do something like this, there's nothing wrong with just doing something like this.
It's also that thing, isn't it? Not everybody has the space to do big bits of furniture and things, you know, tiny homes and things, you know.
And I must admit, I don't mind participating in a nice little craft project that if it makes me happy. Terry's chewing some DVDs now. Right. You can see where I tried to get rid of it, the glass, so that I could reveal the birds, but it just was not working for me, right? So I'm smoothing out my decoupage paper, my glue, because you don't want big runs of glue, and I've actually got quite a lot on here, so I'm going to try and skip some of that off because it's too much. Ignore all the rattling and Martin clicking his fingers. He's clicking at the dog, which is quite entertaining because the dog doesn't even understand what Martin's clicking at because he hasn't been taught any clicky noises, but you know, we click anyway.
He knows.
He doesn't know. He's a beast. Now, in my infinite wisdom, I didn't think any of these edges were going to be seen because I thought it was going on the back. So I've already done that little faux pas for today, but we'll try and work it out in a minute. Now, you really need to make sure that it's all down. Once it is down, we're going to set it to the side and leave it for a while. And then I'm going to put Mod Podge over the top of it and make it look like it is some kind of oil painting. So let's just make sure that there's no wrinkles and we're happy with that. And I think we are, apart from that bit there, but I'll think about that as we go. This was not a great quality item from the beginning. Now, this shelf, let's have a wee look. I'm going to actually use I didn't tell you what that paper was. This paper here is from our new collection and it's called Tweet. And it's got a really nice bird on it. But Tweet has some really nice colours going around the edges. So I'm going to use some of that just to bougie up this shelf. Why? Because I can, basically. So let me just kind of get my sort of bearings here on my width. And this basically, I mean, just pick something up at a charity shop. And if you're looking for something like that, a shelf, look at other things and go, well, what else could that be? Especially if you drop it and it falls into many different pieces, that might help.
Projects like this as well are a good way of using up any spare sheets of decoupage you've got as well, aren't they, from other projects?
Exactly.
Because you don't need much of it. So.
No, you don't. And there's nothing sadder than using a part out of decoupage paper and then you're thinking, there's nothing I can do with that. But the little projects, they come into their own when you do things like this. Now, it's a kind of different process when you're doing small strips like this. because the smaller the piece, the decoupage paper, the less wrinkles you're going to get. But it's all about making sure that you massage the glue into the edges and it's stuck on well. So I'm going to get on. I'm going to glue the decoupage on here. I'm also going to glue decoupage onto the top shelf, which I'll do it in a minute. I'll show you a little bit of that before I go off. Making sure that this is reasonably smooth, and I'll have to piece a little bit in there. So top part, let me just have a look, because I think that this might just work. Let's trim it off here, and let's trim around here, because I'm going to have to piece it. Now, if I was at home, or if I had a home right now, I would be filling these holes in the top with filler, but all my filler and things is packed, so you're just going to have to get what you get. Just want to make sure that I've got my edges straight. And there's a little fluted bit at the front of this. This is why I think it works well for a shelf. The front part's fluted, the back part's flat. So, you know, it makes it look like it's supposed to be that item, instead of it's a bit of broken mirror that I'm turning into something. Sorry, I'm snorking my way through this. I've got a cold. I'm not surprised. Jamie's been battling a cold for months now. So, what goes around comes around. Now, I'm just going to get to the part where I'm going to smooth all my glue out now. Much glue there. Now, I don't know if I've said this before or whether it's just my imagination, and it could well be just my imagination. I mean, you can try it at home and see. I think if you leave it for a couple of minutes, not enough that the glue is going to start setting, but just a couple of minutes like this, I feel it goes on lovely. But I mean, this will be the test, won't it? When I put it on and it's all wonky.
Hold that frame for you.
Oh, I'm dexterous, Matty. Dexterous. Can't see that the nice side, so it's probably gone on really badly, but making sure you've got no wrinkles in it. Just leaving it a minute, I think, really does make a difference. But as I said, I'm prepared to be wrong. I just want to make sure that there's no parts at the back here, even though it's going to be the part up against the wall. Now, I can see it's starting to bubble now, but that is natural, so I'm not going to keep wiping at it. And this edge part here, I really just want it to be the sort of beigey fawny colour. Try and get a colour that actually matches, though that might help. Maybe ignore that. I'll try and put something over this. Anyway, this one is getting decoupage, so I'm going to get on and I'm going to decoupage my wee shelf. And by then our mirror should be dry enough to do the thing. I'm going to paint this a colour. I can't tell you what colour it's going to be yet. I think I might do it in black. No, that's a bit dull. Let me think. I might do it in purple. Purple. I'm going to do it in purple. Paint the purple and we'll be back. Terry and Purple by Annie Sloan. Okay, so I've painted the frame Duck Egg Blue by Annie Sloan. And what I'm going to do now, it's the paper is dry, I'm going to do this all over and let it dry. Why am I doing this? It'll give the appearance of the painting, like a painting. It'll give it texture. So when it dries, it'll look more like it's been hand painted rather than a flat piece of paper. So I'm just going to do that all over it basically, and then let it dry, and that way you've got like texture on your piece. There's nothing really more I can add to this. This is a simple one, but do you know what? I actually like it. It's cute. So I'm going to get on and do the rest of this. You don't need to see me doing this, and you don't need to hear Terry attacking everything. Like that.
Terry. Excuse me.
He's such a naughty boy, but we love him. So I'm going to get on and do this, and then I'm going to set up to work on the sort of the pen box, which was the bottom of the mirror, the frame, the frame of the mirror that I've turned into a shelf. I can just show you this. You just let this dry. The picture will come through, and so this is the shelf that I've done. I quite like that as well. I think this would be nice with this picture on top of it. I'm wondering whether Jamie might let me put it up on our wall. She may. She probably will let me put it up on our wall, and she'll probably want to keep it. So anyway, that's the shelf. And it was just decoupaged. And that's the side of the mirror, the side profile of the mirror. This is the mirror part. And the other part is drying. Once it's dry, we'll start designing what we're going to put on that. Just something simple to show you what to do next. Okay, for the top of this, I'm going to be using our Fate and Fortune stamp. And there's the Sunday video that showcases this stamp as a full, but I'm just using not as a full thing. Not I'm a fool or the stamp's a fool. None of us are fools here. Well, actually that's debatable. So I'm just making sure that I'm pushing it down and I've got it nice. And I thought I would use this nice floral edge just to make it fancy. Sorry for the noise. It's just noisy when you're stamping, isn't it? Down the edges first. Down the other edge. And onto the flower. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Sorry for the banging. Again, using your plastic on your stamp to make sure that you get your edges nice and crisp. I'm not using Stamp It, Paint It, Stamp It. I'm wanting this. Oh, by the way, as you can see, I didn't paint it plum. I ended up...
Yeah, good point.
I ended up thinking, right, I just want something black and white because I want to showcase this stamp nicely. So that's why I did it. There you go, reasoning. Right, okay, now there's tiny little sides to here, so let's do something on the sides. I think this one here will be quite nice. Oopsie, banging the paint off the table. I have to move quickly because Terry's like a land shark. And he'll be down. See, here he goes. He's like, there's paint on the floor and I'm going to chew it. This side. No, he walked right past it. It's obviously not as exciting for him as he thought it was going to be. And again on this side. I was trying to pick it up.
While filming.
Now, I want a couple of other things I think I want to do. An eye on both sides. Now, this is where I know my position is slightly off, but, you know, it's all right. We'll cope. We're both laughing at Terry's antics. He's such a naughty puppy. probably wishing I'd hurry up and get on with it. Now, this would look really pretty painted in if you felt like it. I actually got the flower from the... No, I don't think it needs any more. Now, before I finish the top of this, I stenciled quills and inks on here, and I want to put the eye here sideways because that's how I'm rolling. I'm wondering if there's any little thing I can fit on the other side. My eye, and maybe could I manage to get one of these little stars in here? Maybe. Whoops, kind of felt me move it there. Yeah, it's a shame that I didn't get that. I'm just going for it. And a little bit on this side, maybe. Maybe I had some scissors that I could, never mind, I'll pick one that's cut up a bit more. I'll move to this one here.
Scissors, I've got some right here.
Have you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here they are. So I've got an awful lot of plastic around it to get in that little edge.
Oi.
Teddy. There we go. And now I'm just going stamping crazy. It always happens. I can't help it.
Will that star fit on top of the knob?
Eh?
Will that star fit on top of the knob?
No, but in the centre will. No. There we go. Now, when I put this in here, it should make a nice little cabinet. And what do we think of this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if it was me, I'd maybe
three cool little things out.
Well, there's this. The mirror's not dry yet. The Mod Podge is just drying, and the shelf as well. So that's 3 things out of 1 thing that fell apart. It's just about looking at it and going, well, what can I do with it? But I think I might give this to Jamie for her desk. I think she'll quite enjoy that. Right, okay. You'll see this at staging. Okay, well, we've just shown you at the beginning, but we made the quills and inks box. I painted I've turned it upside down and turned it into a pen box that is going to go on Jamie's desk. I think it's got Fate and Fortune on it. I did quills and ink with our fonts stencil, but it's not coming out until the summer. I got the side piece of the mirror and I turned it into a mini shelf and decoupaged it with Tweet, which is the bird paper, which is up on the mirror, which I decoupaged. And I put Mod Podge over it to make it look less flat and give it a little bit of texture. I also rubbed Proper Copper, our new luster, over the frame. So that was 3 things from 1. That one ended up being a little bit of a bonanza. Brilliant.
Good.
If you've enjoyed this video, give us a like, give us a share, give us a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe or press the hype button. And we'll see you again soon. Bye.